All right, hello and welcome, guys, to another Syndicate spoiler day. The final two cards in the set are going to be revealed for Syndicate, and I am pumped. Let's go ahead and take a look. Just dive right in. Boom. First one, we got a really cool card, a sick card. I really like this card. Octavia Hale. Unsurprising here. Everyone has their alter egos. Octavia Hale is also the Witchfinder. We got Fabian, who's also the Scoundrel. We got Ignatius, or whatever his name is. He's also the Brute, right? They each have their alter egos. And Octavia Hale, 7 for 7, Human Witch Hunter. Deploy, draw up to 2 of her sons from your to your hand, and then shuffle the same number of cards back. It is a tutor for the Brute, the Scoundrel, Fabian Hale, and the other Hale. We've already talked a little about the Brute as this big finisher, but also, like, such a cool card. It's such a cool card. Let's go ahead and just hop over to deck building real quick, and let's take a look at what we're talking about tutor-wise. So right now, it's these three that can be searched up. Fabian Hale is a good utility engine bounty card. You have our Ignatius Hale, who is a 12 for 6 finisher, kind of like the Brute, another finisher-esque kind of card. And then you have the Scoundrel, which is genuinely a good card, and the fact that it's a spender that works on bounties is key here. It's really important. Now, bear in mind, she is a 7 for 7, but there's a bunch of things she does do which are worth calling out. Notably, Syndicate's never been the best when it comes to playing Devotion and going for your deck. Like, Whoreson Junior is great with all the bounty cards. It's a spender. It also deals 6 damage when it comes down. It gets you coins if you need them. So as a Ignati, like Ignatius, something like that. Is that what you're going for? Ignatius? Got a Freaky Bone X. Thank you for that. So I think she's actually fairly good in the idea of design. How strong she is, I think, is going to ultimately come down to how many punches is Syndicate going to take on this next patch. Because a lot of the things that are really busted about Syndicate right now that make it strong, Tunnel Drill, I'm looking at you, Whoreson Freak Show, which I don't think is broken, but is pushing it hard. These spenders who have universal flexibility are what a key part of what's pushing Syndicate over the edge right now and keeping things like Scoia'tael spells in check. How big these nerfs are to current day Syndicate heavily affects how the Witch Hunters look next patch. Mythical, I'm glad you like my YouTube videos, and thank you again for the sub. It really helps a lot. Really do appreciate it. So this is all, to me, really interesting, and we can go dig up the Brute. We talked about it last time, as it's really hard to pin down card in terms of how strong. Purge also. Good designs, a lot still depends on the next expansion. I think the biggest part that goes for Hale here, though, is the ability to search up Scoundrel. 12 for 10 spender is key, and it provides a bounty by itself. That's really, really good. You need a spender, you can get a spender. You can get probably one of the best damage dealers there is, because it can sneak past bounty, or not bounty, defender. So it's good. I don't know if Octavia Hale's broken, but I like the direction for Syndicate. It's neat, it's interesting, and we'll just hopefully see more of that. Now, I've seen this card. I saw it this morning. The other card just came out, so I've not read it yet, and the quality looks bad, so I'm sorry about that. It just came out and revealed, so we haven't got the formal beautiful post. The 4 for 4 Savvy Huckster, profit 1, deploy, damage an enemy unit by 1, bonded, increase profit and damage by 1. So it's a 4 for 4 with profit 1, deal 1 damage, so kind of like a 6 for 4. And then the profit, or the bonded, makes an 8 for 4. It's in line pretty heavily with the other bonded cards. Don't think it's particularly good. Couple things to note. One, no real utility here. It's not a blind eyes like Beggar. It's not a Witch Hunter. It's just a human. I don't really have much to say about it. It's kind of dull. It's a pretty darn dull card, all things considered. There's nothing. Yeah, it's just an underwhelming thing. That's okay. It's good to have bonded cards in the game. Mind you, I think with this type of bonded stuff, it's a thin line to walk. I think you could have given it the Witch Hunter tag or something like that. If I do bonded, right, or a bond, fine. All right, here we go. Slice characters are meh. It's only, that's obviously not a good example, but cut of black keys can be up to 2-point engine. And then honestly, I'd rather just get the profit. These cards are terrible. I'd rather have 3 coins than 1 damage and 1 coin, to be very blunt. Especially in the age of spenders, where you are able to not only threaten the carryover coins, but also 1 coin is not 1 point anymore. It's often 1.5 to 1.5, 1.25, even sometimes 2 points apiece. Coins are strictly better than, in many ways, just basic damage. You want to be able to funnel your coins through a damage outlet that's very, very targeted and very, very good. Instead of just like a little poke, a little love tap. And also, Beggar's a blind eye, so I can put in a deck of Passiflora or enable Siggy. I don't think a card's very good. The Savvy Huckster is very good. Beggar is fine. Savvy Huckster, not so good. Not a big deal overall. And it's okay. You can have some weak cards in the set. Subhuman, you asked a key question. Octavia Hale, which says draw. By the way, I do think this will trigger Snowdrop if I'm guessing. I do know for a fact it will pull out Scoundrel and the Brute, as well as Ignatius and Fabian. You pick between the 4. So you do have access to this, the Scoundrel, which is the best of the 4 right now. The Brute could be good, but Scoundrel's the one we know is pretty dang good. And you do have access to, yeah, the Brute as a finisher. Basically, you don't really... Ignatius might be okay in the long run. Fabian probably needs a 1 provision buff. I have no idea if there's other children, Subhuman. I'll let somebody in the chat know. They can say it about the lore. All in all, good final cards. Don't look broken. I like the direction. Again, rewarding you for deck building and being creative here. I like it. I don't know if she's going to be too strong. She adds consistency to an inconsistent archetype when it comes to drawing specific cards. And so, here we are. I think for the direction that Syndicate's going, really good. It's the best 4 Syndicate cards in terms of design I've seen in ages. The Purge might be my favorite of them all, though, because it really rewards Witch Hunters, even more than the rest. But I like that Octavia Hale rewards you for running the other copies of Octavia Sons in order to have a diverse deck, interesting experiences, and the ability to try to pick strategically when you want to play or what cards do you want. Like it. It is a Devotion Syndicate tutor. It's the best way to think of it. McRandar, I agree. And yes, the other 4-point Witch Hunter cards. Vigilantes is a Witch Hunter. The new one is not. Overall, like the direction. Hope to see more of this style of card in the future. And hope this next patch in Syndicate really punishes decks that just run everything and don't care. I hope this next patch maybe reworks a card or two, hits the leader abilities of Syndicate to encourage more of one particular archetype. So Witch Hunters, Fire Sworn, Cut Ups, Crown Splitters, Blind Eyes. I hope they get more cards like these that encourage a very specific deck building and rewards you for going a little bit harder on things like Witch Hunters, Octavia Sons, etc. Bounties, so on. Let me know what you think down below, and I love you all, and I'll see you all soon. Shout out to Pseudonym81, Ahmed Ali, and McRandar for all their generous support on Patreon.